Welcome, sweets. Let's get into this Minnie Mouse DIY cupcake cake. How cute is this? I have already listed everything that you will need to make this work. I have already mixed my cakes off camera. We're going to use a baggie. I have long since broken my cupcake measuring cup. So listen, baby, listen. We are going to do it as simple as we can. We're going to work smart, not hard. I am putting the vanilla cake into the baggie, which is in a cup, of course, and we are going to move forward with it. I'm not going to overfill this bag, so be careful of that. We're going to make sure that it's pretty full, but not enough. Typically, what I've found, I can get 10 to 11 cupcakes out of this bag, just one bag, and that works for me. It will save you time. It will definitely, it's easy cleanup too, y'all. So be careful. There's no need to buy all these extra tools, especially if you're starting out with me. I've been at this for a long time, and when I first started, we rushed in. We were trying, like me and my children were really excited. We were trying all these new tools, and half that stuff I don't even use anymore, y'all. I'm gonna be quite honest. So if you're looking to turn this from a side hustle into some type of business, I definitely stand on only invest in things that you know you detrimentally need. If you feel like you can make it without it, do it. All right, we already have our vanilla cake to the side. These cupcakes are going to be half chocolate, half white cake vanilla. And anytime I let my cake sit, you'll see me remix, especially my flavors, chocolate, things like that. You want to make sure everything is incorporated. So I'm getting my baggie ready, and you guys see me with adjusting the baggie to make sure I'm not overfilling the bag. That is a major thing. Like I said, if you do this correctly, I can get in this size cup, I can get about 11 cupcakes easy, which helps. I'm only doing 24 cupcakes, so for me to have to manually fill two out of the bowl is not it's not hard. It's not bad. All right, loves. So I am just going ahead and I'm just making sure I have enough cake and trying to make sure that my everything is level in my baggie because I don't want to overfill or have major air pockets in my bag. So you'll see me kind of adjust accordingly. All right, so I'm shaking down the cake to make sure we have enough. And you want to be careful taking the bag off because sometimes it could be heavy and you don't want to drop your cake. But you guys see, it's full. Well, it's full, a little bit fuller than I think the white cake was, but it's going to work out. I'm going to get most of these air bubbles out of here. We don't want a lot of air in this bag because as you're piping, you want it to be a smooth consistency. And we're going to cut the tip off. It's going to be a real small amount, and we'll go ahead and get ready to finish our cupcake liners. I had my son start these off camera. I appreciate him so much. So we always use two cupcake liners. And yes, these two are to catch, the bottom one is to catch grease. So that will be a major thing. As the grease leaks through the one that the cake is in, you don't want to touch that. Even though these cakes will be in a container, um, it's just presentation. You can't eat the container. Most people take the cupcake container off. So you don't want to have people touching that. And I'm realizing that I did not put any rice into the bottom of my cupcake pans. And I have found that using a small amount of rice helps my cupcakes bake evenly. And anytime you have certain types of cupcakes seem to be a little more greasy sometimes, and it will absorb that grease. So your cupcake is baking evenly, quickly, and it just works out for me. If you use something else, let me know. But I always tend to use rice at the bottom of my cupcake pans. I've found over the last couple years, it works out a lot better for me. All right. A lot of times I will still keep both cupcake liners on because the outside liner will be almost dry And that creates a beautiful product as well. Like I said, these cupcakes don't require a lot of rice. I don't fill the container up. It's just barely enough to cover the bottom. And we're going to put the rice away and go back to putting our cupcake liners in. Again, remember too, if you want to absorb that grease in the bottom one, even though it looks like I'm going fast, I can tell that these are two. And if I can't, you'll see me count them. I try to make sure that I'm consistent with my baking because that's how we get the products that we want. Um, these are for a precious little girl. She is my god grandbaby and she is turning 5. And of course, I have to make them amazing for her. If she wants to hold her cupcake or she wants to keep it in her Minnie Mouse thing, she has options. Okay? We like options over here. I know everybody ain't good with options, but let's go ahead and drop these cupcake liners and you guys will see how fast this bag helps us get through this process. I hate measuring cupcake mix. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I love a cupcake. I do, but I hate to measure the mix, especially with my measuring spoons. This baggy method, it actually saves me so much time because I think the spoons have me second guessing myself, and I just don't like that. Let's go. Let's be real. All right, loves. So let me know down in the comment, what is your favorite type of cake or cupcakes? Do you prefer cupcakes over cake? I think I prefer cake over cupcakes, and my preference is butter cake. But if I had to take a cupcake, I think it would be chocolate. And I'm just smoothing the chocolate down the bag. So once I cut it, it will already be down toward the beginning. I am going to twist this bag and make sure I'm getting the most of the air out of the bag before I even clip it. You guys see how I'm holding my bag? I'm just going to cut the real tip, the very tip off. I don't know why I said the real tip. The very tip of the cupcake will be, of the cupcake bag will be cut off. Again, you don't have to use piping bags for this. You can use a baggie. I buy them by the 500s at Walmart, y'all. These is cheap, great value baggies, and they save me so much time. You see, straight like that. I don't have to go back to the bowl. I'm not getting cupcake all over the liners. I'm able to control where my cupcake is going. Um, if you want less cupcake, apply less pressure. So as I release the pressure, I begin to tilt the bag up. If I see that a cupcake is a little short, I will go back to it. And you guys see me, I do the 2/3 method. And as the baggie gets a certain amount of lightness to it, I will again stroke down the cupcake batter toward the opening in the bag, and I am going to squeeze it. Sometimes I do retwist, but because I was already filling, I'm not going to retwist because I don't want cupcake batter everywhere. I mean, y'all know how expensive these eggs are, much less, your time, your effort, and all that. So we don't want to be wasteful. Again, this is another good way to help alleviate waste. That's how I feel about it. Now, here what I did was pull the baggie down and I folded the edge up, the back edge, and I'm able to make it more of a smaller, slender piping bag, and I'm squeezing diligently through all the bag because I am now on my 11th cupcake. I probably won't make 12, and that's okay because I told y'all from the beginning I make between 10 to 11 cupcakes normally with this baggy method. If you guys can make 12, kudos. But I like my cupcakes to be a certain height. So as you guys see, I was able to get a couple drips into the 12 cupcake. Not enough, of course. So we're just going to grab our bowl and we're going to mix that, of course. And we're going to just gently fold in enough cupcake mixture to finish out our chocolate cupcakes. There we go. And I'm just trying not to get it everywhere. Y'all can see that I kind of did like get the side of one of the cupcakes. And there goes my son handing me something. I appreciate him. I appreciate all my babies because they help out a lot. I don't know what he was giving me, but okay. Mhm. All right, so we're going to put those to the side. And no, I won't be putting those in the oven right away, but you guys will see how fast I am able to um, do this second dozen of cupcakes because it takes no time. I promise y'all with this baggie, once you start doing the baggie method and you realize that it's helping you when you have so many orders to create, it is definitely, it was a blessing. I think the pandemic taught us to be um, more proactive in how we do things. You know, we had to think of new ways to do things because, of course, the pandemic caused a lot of separation. So I did a lot of cupcakes during the pandemic. A lot of people shied away from cake because, of course, you want more people for cake, but a lot of people wanted cupcakes because it seems like there's a little less waste, right? So I really had to get one with myself and figure out what works best, what methods was working for us, trying to fill multiple orders. And of course, cupcakes, I do not bake until the day of. So I don't know, maybe you all baked the day before, but I don't know. I'm a fresh baker, y'all. I try to, unless I'm just overbooked, and if I'm overbooked, it will probably happen the night before. But mostly, it's gonna be the day of. I get up 3, 4 a.m. I pray over the business. I pray over my family, and I pray that everything goes correctly, and I start working. That's how it worked for me. Always put God first if you believe in God or whoever you subscribe to. And I feel like things will work out for you. And yes, I am wearing my favorite DMX shirt. We got 11 cupcakes, no extra on this white cake. And I've realized lately when you use a cake box, you're getting less white cake. There is a lady on TikTok, and I can't remember her name, but she actually did some research on Betty Crocker, and she was saying like they're now including less cake, but you're still using the same amount of wet ingredients for less dry ingredients. How do y'all feel about that? Do you guys feel like we are getting swindled because everything is already high as a cootie bird, but to know that we're paying the same prices, a little bit more, we're just gonna rest for a second. Um, I told y'all to wait because I had to put them into the oven, so I baked them. And all I'm doing right here is stuffing the cupcake liners, not liners. What is this called? Y'all, let me know down in the comments. Um, the cupcake jackets, right? Okay, as I was saying, we are paying these major prices at the stores, right? There's not a lot of room for growth in our businesses right now. And to find out that like these cake box companies are now shorting us on ingredients, I will bake from scratch. So I always try to have like baking flour, cupcake flour, and things like that. I don't always weigh my ingredients when I buy a cake box, but when, as you guys just seen, it came up short. Now, these have been stuffed, the jackets are stuffed, everything is ready, and I did alternate them. I don't know why I did that, but they're going to the refrigerator to chill. Now, my baby girl has already done my Minnie Mouses, and that's what we used. It is not a silicone mold. I purchased this off of Etsy. I do not recall the person, but I did. My baby girl went ahead and put black edible disco dust. I want to say she didn't use black sparkle this year. She used true black, and she did the bows for Minnie, which are pink, because of course Minnie has a pretty pink bow on top of her head between her ears, and she put hot pink on these bows. So what I'm gonna do now is take the bow. Oh, actually, I'm gonna put the hot pink on. Sorry, y'all. This is what they look like before I add the edible disco dust. Again, I cannot preach this enough. make sure that you are going with a trusted person. And we're also going to do my baby's name. Mm, we're going to put a little bit of water on here. And we're also going to do a happy birthday sign. That is a pink happy birthday sign. And to make sure that the disco dust adheres and looks shiny, you're going to take a small bit of water. I have a really small paintbrush, and I'm just going to release a couple little taps of water so that I can adhere the pink bows to the Minnie Mouse head. And you want to make sure that you're putting them down where you want them because you don't want to move them around. You don't want to mess up your disco dust. And I take the end of my brush to make sure it's pressed all the way down. I wipe it off and I'm going to move on to my next one. Now, baby girl only has five because she is 5 years old. A lot of times I do one, I do two, but how cute would it be to have five Minnie Mouses with beautiful pink bows on here? I thought so. Here I am working this out and trying to make sure they're all lined up the same and correctly. So what did I need? Oh, okay. So a lot of times I don't use my tweezers or any fondant tools. I'll just take a toothpick and move these bows into place or push them down a little bit. And that's what I'm doing right here. This is actually, I think, I'm just trying to move them and I'm not doing a lot. You guys see me. I'm not going through and putting water on all of them. I'm going through one by one. When I'm ready, I will put the water on that particular piece, and then I will go ahead and adhere the pink bow, which has already had the glitter on it. And I'm trying to make sure that everything is placed in between the two ears because we don't want this looking sloppy or lopsided because my baby wants everything to be beautiful. And I'm going to do the last one. I think I'm listening to music, so you'll see me jig a little bit, do a little dance. And they're just so cute. They make you want to dance because I already know she's gonna be so ecstatic when she gets this. I won't be there, but typically I am. So I'm just gonna move the other ones to the side and you guys see me shaking my disco dust onto my wax paper because that's what I use for this, y'all, so that they don't stick. And I'm gonna fold my wax paper and put any unused disco dust back into the bottle. Again, I normally purchase my disco dust online on Amazon. Again, pay attention to who you are going through, read the comments, message the sellers because there's two very trusted sellers that I use. And, with the class, you guys will get that and everything. But for right now, we're just going to keep it basic. Just know that you can get on there and find some people that will actually do this for you. Edible glitter is nothing more than sugar that has been baked and broken up. It's just shiny. It's just got a little bit of shine on it. That's it. So if you're getting something that's really, really shiny and really, really reflective, 9 times out of 10, it's not something that you can eat. And non-toxic does not mean edible. My loves, my sweets, non-toxic does not mean edible. So let's be clear about that. Do your research, especially if you're doing this as a business or a side hustle. You do not want to be sued. You do not want to have anyone sick, any of those things. So definitely do your due diligence. I am adding a little bit of water to baby girl's name so I can actually go back in and disco dust her name. And that was the purpose of me pouring the disco dust back in there. I don't know if you guys can see it real good because of the lighting. This is pink disco dust. I thought I used hot pink, but I think I did mix this in. And those of you that don't know, I am using two different brushes. I tried to use two different colors. Um, the pink brush was to remind me that that was the disco dust brush, and the red brush was for water. You don't want to take your water brush and put into your disco dust because then it just falls flat. It's going to be sticky You won't be able to use it. And disco dust is expensive, y'all. I hate it. I did mess up about 2 jars early on in my disco dust life, and I learned from it. So I'm telling y'all, so hopefully you guys don't have to make that problem. Let's hold on for a second. We are going to do some things. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're about to change something. Something about to change. Okay. Now we have the cupcakes back. Chill. Y'all can see the board. All right. They moved a little bit, but I'm going to take them off because it is now time to build our number five. Y'all, I hate the number five. I do because it's different. It's difficult, but it's a little bit different. I don't do a lot of fives. Of course, four, one, three. Three is kind of a hard one too. Let's see. Love seven. Um, but yeah, there are certain numbers that just it's hard. Y'all see me fidgeting, trying to figure out because I want every other cupcake, if possible, to be a different choice option. So if we start off with chocolate, I want the next ones to be vanilla. And I'm sure kids really don't care. And I try to leave a little bit of room so people can look and see what they're actually getting. Because I don't want anything to be wasted. So again, once they take the cupcake jacket off, there will be a little bit of space so they can say, oh, okay, this is a chocolate cupcake or this is a vanilla cupcake. And that is going to work out for moms and dads that rather than be like, I don't know, here, just take the cupcake. And then a kid is crying because it's not the one they want. We want to keep our birthdays happy, fun, and full of love and light. All right, now typically for my numbers, I do use 21 to 23 cupcakes based on the number. And this one, as you guys can see, this one takes 22 cupcakes for this actual thing. So I listed it as you guys would need 22 cupcakes, right? Did I use 23? I don't know. I'll show y'all in a minute how many was left over. And I'm doing my due diligence. Again, you may have to reshuffle a few times and get things going in a way that works out for you. Um, I don't know what. Oh, my son is telling me I should put those there. He's helping. He's like, hey, put that right back there. Why did you move that? And the thing is, like, if you're standing looking at this, it just seems like a lot of different options. And he came over to tell me again, like, hey, move that back. And then you should see more of the number five because if you guys haven't caught another cupcake video, yeah, we got a number five, baby. Okay. All right. So if you haven't seen any of my other cupcake videos, I like to outline my cupcakes. And you guys see, my cupcakes come to the top of the jacket that shows you whatever it is on the outside because everybody's not going to use Minnie Mouse. All right. So if you're using a cupcake jacket, you want to make sure that your cupcakes are not like falling down in there. And I've already mixed my buttercream. Go ahead and check out the buttercream video. This is American buttercream, one of my faves. It's just vanilla American buttercream. I do have that video up as well. If not, it might not be turned on. I think it is posted, but I'm not sure if it's turned on. I need to check on that. All right, so I'm trying to turn it so I can do what I need to do. And if you guys look, you can kind of see the five. It kind of looks like a S as well, but I'm going to use this small tip, right? That is going to be my backup tip. But first, I am going to outline my cupcakes as I do in every cupcake cake because it, number one, holds them together, y'all. But number two, it creates a very distinguished look. If if the cupcakes are just out here thrown together, it doesn't pull it all together the way that I want. So here I am waiting on piping bags, and I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And yes, y'all, we almost at the end of these piping bags that I bought overseas and they were horrible. But we gonna see it through because I bought 300 of these. So hopefully this bag don't bust on me. I don't think it did, but I'm gonna cut my tip. I'm gonna make sure that the open star is not being blocked at all. I'm gonna put it in a cup and I'm showing you guys like, yes, the open star is all the way open. I'm gonna drop this down in a cup so that I can put a little bit of icing in here. And I'm going to take it back out. And we are just smoothing our icing down because, of course, you don't want air bubbles in your icing while you're piping. You want to make sure everything is ready. Okay, so to adhere the cupcakes, I don't always use the sticky glue on the bottom. Like I said, these are for younger kids, so I'll just go around the jacket and put a little bit of icing. And again, that's another reason why I use two cupcake liners so that I let the parents know when you get ready to hand out cupcakes, take the bottom jacket off, throw it away, or take the jacket or the bottom cupcake liner and throw it away. That way, you don't have icing on your hands from touching it, but it holds the shape as well. This is something I kind of, it's not really cost effective, but I feel that it works out better than putting this cheap glue that you can get from Wilton's. And there's nothing against Wilton's because Wilton's is beautiful for a lot of things. I will use their glue, but I noticed that on these cupcakes, especially with younger kids, it ends up in weird places. So I try not to use it. I'm just putting small little dabs in between the cupcakes to hold the outside cupcakes in the shape that they are supposed to be. Because, of course, this is buttercream. Soon as you put a little bit of coldness on it, it's going to firm up. So the cupcakes are not going to move if you do this correctly. Again, loves, it doesn't take a lot of anything to make this work. If this is a step that you would like to skip and you have something different that you'd like to do, let me know down in the comments. I am always open to learn. As a teacher, I have to be open to learn. Y'all, I see the lighting and I really did edit this video, but what was going on was outside, the sun was phenomenal. It was coming through. Again, it was really early. And then when the sun came up, it came up really bright and it was a cloudy day, a partially cloudy day. So you'll see the video get light and get dark and get light and get dark. Forgive me. I can't control the sun, right? So I am putting the finishing touches on my cupcakes that I want to hold in place. And you can't even tell that the icing is there, which is how it's supposed to be. So now I'm just going to put my tip that I like to outline with in a baggie. Let me go find a bag. I don't know what I did with these baggies. So I'm back. And for this is the tip that I'm going to use to outline. It's just an open tip, right? It's no star, no nothing. Very straight lines is what we're going to get with this. So I'm just going to cut my tip, make sure that it's shining through in a major way. I want to take a little bit more off of it to make sure that the tip clears the bag so we have no restrictions. And because it's going to take a little bit more, I did use a bigger bag or the big baggies, big piping bags, I guess I should say. And I am trying to forcefully smash this American buttercream into this baggie, but not overfill it because y'all, sometimes my hands be giving me problems. I've done this for a long time, but I've always used my hands a lot in life. So I have carpal tunnel, and I need a water break, and I try to make sure that I'm not overstressing my fingers, my hands, my wrists, because I don't want to have to give up in the middle of creating a project. Now, if I have to, I will, but I try to stay away from it. So, this is probably the amount of icing that I like to work with. You're not overdoing it. I just want to see if it comes out how I want it. And it is. So I'm just going to start on the edge of the cupcakes, and we are going over the cupcake jackets, and you'll see what I meant about leaving a little bit of space. I accidentally bumped that, so I'm push that back. I'm come back again. You'll see what I'm saying about leaving a little bit of space so that mom or dad or whoever has to hand out cupcakes can see that it is either vanilla or it is chocolate. I'm just outlining the number 5. I'm going back around the top to make sure that I am stable in my line. And I'm making my way around, right? Now, I'll say I really prefer to take my time with this right here. I am a person that colors, and I will outline a picture, and I will make sure that everything is just how I want it. So I do the same with these cupcakes because when you come back through with your piping tips and you're creating the look that you want to make sure that you have set yourself up with a beautiful canvas. I mean, this is art, y'all. This is food art. This is edible art. And these babies, they love it, especially at this age when they know like it's for them and they're like, "Oh, I like this and I like that." They have their own little personalities. So I like to make sure I am doing what I need to do. A lot of times I will come back with a small offset spatula to merge these two lines together, lightly scrape them. I'm not going to do that today. I really want this to go kind of unbothered. I want to see what this looks like because I don't always use cupcake jackets. I try to stay away from them, like I stated before. Um, but we are going to figure this out. You guys see me? That icing really was enough for me to go all the way around the cake once, but y'all see me come back with my double line because I don't use a big bag right away. And I still have a little bit left, so I can go back and add extra icing where I wanted that double line at. And you'll see me go piping again, which helps us differentiate that this is a number 5, if there was any question. All right, this is beautiful. I'm loving the vibes, y'all. All right, now that I'm done with this, wipe that back into the icing, and I'm gonna set this down to the side. Now, what do I want to do now? I'll be right back, loves. Okay, so I grabbed 2 more baggies because I don't want to use black for kids. So I've decided not to make any black icing. This is a last minute thing. And I have my 1M. This is Old Faithful. I love my 1Ms to death. I probably own 10 right now. I mean, doing weddings and things like that, you kind of do need multiple tips. And 10 may be excessive, but I don't know. I don't feel like it is. Because if you have like 3 shades of one color, boom, you already got 3 tips. And then whatever else you're going to pipe with. So I'm using a big bag. I've already stirred my pink, and I have my pink pretty close to the same pink that is on the bows for Minnie Mouse's head. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my pink into the piping bag. It's not hot pink, even though it looks that way, but it's not carnation pink either. So I would call this pink pink. I'm going to call it Minnie Mouse pink today. Okay, so here we go. We are trying to make sure everything is in here. Those of you that like the rose look with the two colors, check out the number 19 cupcake tutorial. This cake is not going to have that. It is going to be two different colors, but they will be in separate bags. So if you like the ombre blend of colors, definitely check out my other video. Okay, so we're slowly adding a little bit more. I never put the full amount of icing in a bag because if I ever got to come back and make more icing, I want to see what color I was started with. And that could be something that I never heard anybody say that on anything that I learned or anything that I watched when I was first starting out making cakes. I think that is very detrimental when you start making cakes because I made a cake one time and it had like three different colors on it and I was sad. It was just for us, like me and my family, but I was just sad because I didn't realize when you come back to make icing color, it could turn out different. And I am twisting the bag so we can get ready to use my beautiful 1M. And I'm going to start where I want to make focal points, right? So my first rose, which is a rose, I guess it's a rosette. I'm going to start there. And from there, which is almost the middle of the cupcakes, I'm going to make almost every other cupcake pink, right? Now, the thing that we're going to run into is a lot of these are going to be chocolate cupcakes. But I know people would like to have pink on vanilla. So I'm going to try to figure this out, y'all. Bear with me. Bear with me. And when you have this tad bit of icing just hanging, wipe it on a cupcake. There's no reason to waste your icing. You can just wipe it on the next cupcake that you're going to use. Now these cupcakes look like they're right together and they're not. If you guys can see, it's a stutter step. One's up, one's down. One's up, one's down. Okay? So we have vanilla and chocolate incorporated. And I got to get my bearings again because now I'm like, okay, what do I do here? Because of the number 5, the cupcakes are, it's a weird number. So I got to figure out what I'm doing. I really didn't want a lot of the pink just clustered together. So I'm trying to make sure that it's all evenly spread it out as I whip my rosettes. Do you guys like to use the 2D or the 1M for rosettes? And I know like there's other piping tips by other people, but I prefer Wilton's. So let me know down in the comments. Have you started your baking journey yet? Do you have any preferences? All right, we got one more cupcake that I want to make pink. And I feel like we did a good job with it. Ah, okay. I didn't think I was gonna make it all the way around, but I did. And that is such a beautiful thing when you make it all the way around and you're like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna make it. And I'm just releasing the icing back into the bowl because I'm done with this tip now. Now I have no problem wiping that little bit of icing off, but me wiping it off every cupcake, you won't ever see me do that because that is being wasteful. Okay, loves. All right, my sweets. Now, those of you that have seen the ombre before, you guys see me reuse the bag and try to get it to mix. This time I'm putting white, then pink, I believe. This is not that kind of ombre, not really. So this white is going to have streaks of pink because it's going to be piped through where we have previously put pink icing. And that's why I use my colors first when I want to do this, because I wanted to create something that stood out and took away from the fact that I won't be using black icing. Because typically when you see Minnie Mouse, you see black, but you don't always see yellow, which is on these cupcake jackets. I didn't really like the yellow. The yellow was more of a like sun yellow, and sun yellow looks like orange sometime next to pink. So I chose to not use that. All right, especially this shade of pink. So we're just working our icing down so we can begin to pipe our other cupcakes that have no icing on them. It's going to be a glorious occasion because it's all going to come together so beautifully. And you guys will be able to see at the end of the video. I think I did a video of what they look like. I typically do. All right, so we're going to start piping our white. You can see some pink coming through, and that's beautiful. And I don't just go one, one, one. I'm going to bounce around a little bit and see what's going on. Because at some point, you're going to run out of pink to come through the baggie. So you want to make sure that you've put icing in different places. So you guys see me move toward the bottom. I did the top. I did two at the top. I'm doing one at the bottom. Well, it's kind of the middle. And now I'm going to do one at the bottom. And I was getting a call. And it's too early to talk to anyone. So I'm working. I'll hit you back. All right. So if you guys can kind of see what's happening here, you are getting a alternating look. You're getting the very deep contrast of the pink, and you're getting the light um, contrast of the white. It's not completely white. I mean, I don't think Minnie Mouse has just, well, I think she does have complete white, but a lot of times they use black to contrast the white because her colors are black, white, and pink. And I just, like I said, I wanted to stay away from the black, but I still wanted it to mean a lot to baby girl. I mean, she's so precious. She's going to love it regardless, but I'm just going through and I'm finishing up any cupcakes that have not been decorated yet. And I'm trying to make sure that my rosettes are touching. Again, this helps hold the cupcakes together. And you'll see me now begin to dollop in between certain cupcakes because there was a little bit of space that needed to be filled in. So if you're doing this, take your time with this part. You don't have to rush through this because this is the part that matters. All your rosettes need to be about the same height so that they look like they interlock. Sorry, y'all, that was the sun again. I don't know any other way to really explain it, but they will hold each other up. So if a rosette is kind of hanging off on another cupcake, that is completely fine. All right, so I'm grabbing a new baggie because I want to use a small star nose tip. It's an open star. I think it's 23. Y'all, I really do be forgetting to put these tips down in the comments. If it don't make it onto the onto the video, forgive me. I'm gonna try to do better. Yeah, I don't think that's a 23. I don't know. It might be a 23. It might be a 21. It's one of those. I'm gonna have to go back and look. And once this is posted, I will make myself a note to come back and drop it in the comments, y'all. All right, so we're just cutting the tip, making sure that it clears the piping bag so that we get that good, beautiful um, design that we're looking for. We're going to go ahead and grab a lighter pink. So this is not pink pink. This is more like a tint of pink. It's baby pink, carnation pink. Those of you, some of you know colors. I love colors, so I love to use real names when I'm making colors. So we're going to add some more white to this, right? So our bottom is pink, the top is white, and I'm going to add a little bit more pink. Almost dropped it, y'all. Uh-oh. So this is like a sandwich. So some of the dollops will be pink, some of them will be white, and we're doing this all in one bag. Like I said, work smart, not hard, my loves. My sweets, I will tell you, I worked so hard, and over time, you get the vibe. You're like, okay, if I do it this way next time, and you see it looks like it's all mixed in, it's not. Once it pipes out, you'll see what you're getting. Like I'm getting pink, and y'all can see these little I don't know why I stopped. Oh, okay. So I was doing the edges. I was closing out these rosettes so that they would connect. But once you see how your dollops are, you'll be able to kind of differentiate for your next project. Hey, if I did it this way next time, maybe I get a different result. Maybe I like that better. And that is the graciousness of the food gods. When you are creating in your creative space, you may have a thought. Don't shy away from it because it could work out for you. It could be something that you really do good. And this was something that I was like, no, that would be stupid to put two colors in one bag. No. Um, Not just this cake. There there was another type of cake that I was doing and the lady loved it where I mixed two colors in one bag and I just piped. Where other people are using two bags, you're stopping, you're starting, you're picking it up, you're putting it down. Baby, work smart, not hard. That is the vibes over here. When you say Miss T told us work smart, not hard, definitely. It's the vibes. Now, I do want to fill in some other spaces with this smaller tip. That's why I went back to my white. I never got rid of it because sometimes um, I like to put the white right next to certain roses and it just looks phenomenal. I don't always pipe like leaves, especially for kids. On a rosette, sometimes it's overkill to pipe the leaves because they don't care. A lot of them don't care. They're like, just give me the basics. I just want the icing. And we just move forward like that. So I'm just filling in little spaces and I'm thinking about where I'm about to add my embellishments. And there are some cupcake toppers as well, y'all. And I hate to cover up my work, but we are going to we're going to have to because I want this to be beautiful. I mean, of course, it's already beautiful just like this. So if you wanted to stop right here just like this, you would be just fine, love. Someone would love this. But I, myself, have a number five that I have to put on this cake. Yes, the cake is a number five, but why would we not put happy birthday in the number five? And I'm shaking the excess disco dust onto the cake and I'm trying to make sure I'm laying my happy birthday sign where I want it. And if you guys can see, I have it tilted up a little bit so that it kind of stands off. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I like for things to look like they pop. All right, so we're going to take our number five, and that is two separate fives. I'm sorry, I was rushing and it wasn't done on camera. There's a white five on the bottom and there's a pink five on the top. And the top pink five was lightly wet and disco dust. So it is a glittery five, a shimmery five, and it is amazing. All right, now we are going to get into baby girl's name because I want to put it in the middle of the cake. I normally try to put her name in the middle of the cake anyway, and it's not a long name. So, and I don't know why I didn't do the scroll for this cake. I just kind of felt like the scroll might be overkill for a Minnie Mouse cake, so I just laid them on white, a couple white cupcakes. I turned them sideways, So with her pink letters, they show up really nice on the white cupcakes. So that's what I did. You guys can see me kind of just taking my toothpick and making sure that they're all the way on there, making sure they're laying down flat or at least about the same height. Now, if you know, then you know. A lot of times when you lay something on icing, like a embellishment or something like that, it may stand up, but you can put push that icing down to make it seem flush, seem even, and that's what I'm doing here. Trying to make sure everything looks a little flushed, a little even. And now I'm ready to put on my Minnie Mouse heads. Aren't they so cute? And I'm going to put that one, the first one, real close to the baby girl's name. And I am uh, releasing disco dust onto the cupcakes because why not? She wants them to be glittery. That was her only request. Please make sure they're glittery like every time. And of course, I had to. So here we go. I almost dropped it, y'all. Now I'm trying to make sure that I'm not putting them too close, but I kind of want them close. And like I said, it's a weird number, 5 on a 5, trying to make sure that I'm still leaving room for the cupcake toppers because almost every cupcake is going to have a topper. I got some cute little hands and stuff like that that goes on this. So, well, not hands, the Minnie Mouse gloves. So now that we've gotten all these on, I feel like I'm okay with them. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I don't know. I'm thinking about this. Oh, I'm going to disco dust. And I did. I don't know why I'm back here with cupcakes, y'all, but these are finished. This is what they look like when they came out. Oh, okay. So I wanted you guys to see how they baked up. Okay, and this is me doing the um, cupcake jacket. So you put it together really neatly, and that's what it looks like. And we're going to go ahead and drop our cupcakes down in there. So if you guys don't want to see this, you can just click off now. So that's, I'm just showing you guys how I got the cupcake liners in there because I realized that I forgot. So I got ready to keep some of the cupcake liners and I decided to throw the outside one away. So that's what I did. I went through and did that for everything. And this was me making icing. I know this is out of context, out of sorts, y'all, but y'all see how stable this icing is. And your buttercream should be this stable. It shouldn't be running off of your spatula or whatever you're using. Again, go watch my buttercream video if you need help. Sign up for the class if you need help. But these are some of the things that I took out the video because I felt like they were tedious. But sometimes people like to know. So I did put it at the end of the video for you all that feel like you want to see this part. Okay? And I'm just trying to measure because one of these, I'm going to use a lot more pink than the other one. So here I am. I have Wilton's Rosé. It's pink. Now I'm going to use the same color for both of these pinks, but the amount that I use is the difference in how deep or dark my color is going to be, right? So y'all see it's barely on the tip of my mixing spatula. And this is going to be my really, really light tint of pink. This is going to be more of like a baby pink. You guys kind of already seen that. Y'all can see baby girl over there working on the Minnie Mouses as I do this. So that's what that is. That's what that is in the corner is. is my baby girl doing her thing. Okay. So as I'm making sure everything is mixed in and incorporated, hoping that it's not too dark for me, I'm just kind of looking through and making sure everything is good. And it looks good for me. I'm just, I don't know, I'm just making sure. That's the thing. You want to make sure that all your icing is mixed in and incorporated completely. Scrape the bottom of your bowl, scrape the sides, and you guys see it is a very light baby pink. That's what I want. Now, for the next part of the pink, I don't want it light. So we got that, right? I'm going to keep it right here for a second. I'm going to add a little bit of white. I think I'm adding the white to the hot pink because I want it to really look deep. And you guys see how much I use this time. The whole tip of my spatula is incorporated. So here we go. And we're going to add a little bit of white. This is just regular white. I think it's by Chef's Mate. I did purchase this on Amazon. And I use this for everything, y'all. There we go. You don't want to overdo it. And sometimes people think this is counterproductive, but I feel like it helps your color come through and stand up the way it should. Okay, loves, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you all being here as I mix this hot pink. I've mixed pink in other videos, so that's the main reason I kind of didn't make this a part of the video. But nonetheless, we're going to figure it out. And I'm just stirring and making sure that everything is mixed in well. And I'm also looking down at my baby pink or carnation pink, making sure that these are not the same color and there is a distinct difference between the two colors. Because that is going to make the difference in my rosettes, as you guys seen, because you guys have already seen the video. And I'm just going to continue to keep stirring, just keep stirring. Feel like Dory, just keep swimming, just keep stirring. And yay, I feel like I'm at a good stopping place. I feel like this is a color that I really, really like. I'm gonna rock with it. Y'all see the difference, y'all? It's different. Like, it's not a major difference, but when you put those two side by side with a little bit of white, it is going to definitely contrast. All right, loves. I appreciate you all being here. Let me know. This is the finished product. Y'all see those cute little Minnie Mouse hands? Oh, it says happy birthday. We got Minnie Mouse hands, and y'all can see how this turned out. Let me know. Send me some emails. Shoot me a shot. Tag me on your videos. I'll definitely come and support. I appreciate you all. I love you, my sweets. Until next time.